The following video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers. This is the TFfangeek coming to you with part 2 of my 3-part review, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Missing Link Optimus Prime while he's transformed in his alt mode, and lower the camera so it focuses on Prime. And so we're going to take a look at his alt mode and all the gimmicks that the alt mode can do. Now, the rattling you're hearing inside the trailer is the fact that, unfortunately, not all of the accessory pieces that Prime comes packaged with, they aren't all capable of storing inside the trailer evenly, so getting them all out here. So. Before we focus on Prime himself, the Energon Axe, unfortunately there's no proper place to store it. It wasn't an accessory piece that the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime figure came with back in 1984, and as a result of that, just in my camera here, the Energon Axe, there's no real storage for it. I was hoping maybe Takara Tomy would have designed a peg for the trailer, but the only part of the trailer that's been re-engineered is one that I think some Generation die-hard G1 fans might be disappointed to see, which I'll show off in just a moment. But before we focus on Prime himself, here is Roller, and here he is with Optimus Prime's Ion Blaster attached on top of him, and so he rolls around fairly quickly. You did have to assemble Roller. His 6 black wheels were on a sprue. So you did have to assemble him and put him together. Even though the wheels are played on, they do roll fairly well on a flat surface. My table is made out of, I don't know if it's plywood or iwood or fiberglass wood, but Roller does have a 5mm peg on top of him, and like most modern 5mm pegs, to prevent weapons from swiveling around and keeping them locked in place, it's hexagon shaped instead of circle shaped. But if you want to, you can flip it around, and you can give Roller the red siren that he was shown flashing in some of the times he would appear in the G1 cartoon. And I believe Roller's his main body is actually made out of black plastic that's been painted entirely silver, so just be aware of paint chipping on Roller if you rub him on anything too much. Here's the Energon fuel hose, or gasoline hose if you will. So you can actually attach this to Roller if you store the siren away, and then you can have it sitting here on here if you desire. So Roller can charge in and refuel the Autobots when necessary. So there's that. The hose is supposed to interact with the inside of the trailer, but the storage space that I found for it, when you actually close the trailer up, the hose gets in the way, so that's why it's just hanging off here off to the side, along with the Energon Axe. But you get the point. So I'm gonna move my camera back a bit just to get more imaging on here. But yeah, there's Roller one last time. And his main gimmick is that you can either give him the siren that he has in the G1 cartoon, or you can flip it around and give him a 5mm peg to store weapons on. And unlike the original Generation 1 Roller figure, which was done in blue plastic, the new Roller figure is cast in black plastic, but then he's painted silver, since silver was the paint job that Zumbo Productions decided to give Roller in the G1 cartoon. So setting Roller off to the side over here, here is Optimus Prime himself. Just like the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime, half of his parts are made out of die-cast metal. The parts I can feel that are made of die-cast metal include the robot mode chest, which is this piece that opens up right here. I believe the parts made out of chrome. Are made out of die-cast metal as well. The robot mode feet are also die-cast metal. As for the trailer, I believe the chrome on the wheels, they're also made out of die-cast metal. But yeah, the trailer, when Optimus Prime is attached to it, it rolls around fairly well. And just like the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure, the wheels are rubber tires. Something that's come back recently on some more recently released modern Transformers action figures is rubber tires. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now, and I am not a fan of rubber tires at all. I am worried that over time they will disintegrate, and there are numerous photos of original 1984 Generation 1 action figures that were released 41 years ago that even with proper care, if the rubber wheels are exposed to moisture and then heat cycles of moisture and heat where they get wet, then get hot again, the rubber will eventually crack, rip apart, and disintegrate into a million pieces. And so I did see a photo where someone did have a copy of Generation 1 Optimus Prime where he did not have a single tire left, and the chrome on the rims was peeled off, and he had black tires, or black hubcaps I should say. So I personally would have preferred if Takara Tomy had given Missing Link Optimus Prime the plastic wheels that were used on the plastic wheel version of Generation 1 Ultra Magnus, just for the sake of the figure having a greater amount of longevity. But I honestly can understand why they took the route of rubber tires. It's for not only the sake of nostalgia, but the reason why the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime figure had rubber tires, it was trying to give a sense of realism for these action figures and trying to make them be robots in disguise as much as possible by having parts made out of die-cast metal and rubber tires for the wheels, so it looks like you're actually having a miniature version of a semi-truck when you have Optimus Prime. So that's pretty much what he's made of. Visually, for paint apps, he does have the silver stripe that the original Generation 1 action figure had. And so that's really cool. My camera showed off, if I tilted at an angle like this, you can see the silver paint used on the die-cast metal. And if you get it at the right angle, it will end up shining slightly brighter than the silver paint used on the plastic bits. But it is still pretty good. Getting the trailer out of the way here. So even without the trailer, Optimus Prime still rolls around fairly well. On his own. Even with all the die-cast metal at the front, his back wheels do stay on the solid surface of my tray table fairly well. But that's really nice. In robot mode, the only stickers Optimus Prime has, according to the instruction sheet that he came with, the only stickers you actually have to apply to him are the two little yellow head caution lights here on the front bumper. You do have the option of a license plate. You can either attach a license plate sticker that has the word Transformers on it, or you can attach an all-red license plate sticker here on the front of Optimus Prime. I'm thinking of leaving the license plate, instead of attaching it to Prime, I'm thinking of attaching it to the back section of the trailer, just to make the back of the trailer not all gray and dull looking. I didn't realize until I was already applying the stickers on Optimus Prime. A majority of the stickers go on the inside of his trailer, but not all the stickers on the sticker sheet you get with Missing Link CO1 on Optimus Prime are for this version. You also, half of the stickers on the sticker sheet are if you get the other version of Missing Link Optimus Prime, because it doesn't have any of the paint decals on it, such as the tail lights and the chrome and the silvery chrome here on the back. What's supposed to be the back bumper, it ends up becoming Prime's robot mode feet, and also these painted highlights here on his knee pads. As on the other version of Missing Link Prime, those paint apps have been removed, and so if you get both versions of Missing Link Prime and you want to deck out the cartoon accurate Missing Link Prime with the same detailed highlights that are actually tamper-graphed on the surface of CO1 Missing Link Prime that comes with the trailer, and you want the non-trailer CO2 Missing Link Prime to have those same paint apps, then if you buy both versions, then you can get stickers that are sold with this version and put it on the other Missing Link Optimus Prime. That was more difficult than to say that I wanted it to be. But one nice thing that I am glad to see is that the smokestacks are the same height as they were on the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure. Back in 2008, when the Transformers Universe Classics 25th anniversary line was on the shelves of stores, the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure was reissued, and it was sold exclusively at Toys R Us stores. But there was a catch. Due to toy safety standards at the time in 2008, Optimus Prime's smokestacks had to be lowered to match the exact same height as his roof, so they the top of the smokestacks, get my fingers out of the way just to you guys to give you an idea. The tops of the smokestacks were shaped all the way down so they were the same level as the roof. Apparently in the past, some kids who would accidentally poke themselves with Optimus Prime smokestacks in sensitive places. And by sensitive places I mean their eyeballs or up their noses but primarily in the eyeballs, and it would cause themselves to get pain. And so as a result, at the time in 2008, Generation 1 Optimus Prime smokestacks were declared a safety hazard, and they had to be shaved off. And after I had noticed that, read that article about why the smokestacks were shortened due to being a safety hazard, I looked around my Transformers collection and I realized most of the Optimus Prime action figures that I had in my collection at that point in 2008, the smokestacks either were very short or they weren't shaped the same way that they are here on Generation 1 Optimus Prime, in which they quote-unquote look like real smokestacks on an actual semi-tractor cab. So finding that out made me realize why a lot of the Optimus Prime action figures being released in the late 2000s and early 2010s, the smokestacks weren't in this configuration where they're small, skinny, and poking out over the roof of Prime's truck mode. So that was interesting to find out. As far as other paint decals, like I said, the parts of him that are chrome are the front grille, the bumper, and the headlights. The smokestacks, of course, the fuel tanks here on the side, and then, of course, the hubcaps for his alt mode, and, of course, his robot mode shins are also done in silver chrome. So that's a really visually nice thing to see here. Most Optimus Prime action figures, the chrome bits, because chrome paint can be somewhat expensive to use the chrome parts on Generation 1 Prime. They've been gray on most modern Optimus Prime action figures. Sometimes there's a handful of figures come out where it's silvery gray, but most of it is just dull light gray. And most recently, with Hasbro and Takara Tomy focusing on giving Transformers action figures paint jobs based on their animation models in the cartoon television shows, there's more Optimus Prime action figures coming out that have white in place of the chrome parts, and that's what the other Missing Link Optimus Prime figure has, is these parts that were originally silvery chrome are now white or light gray. So having the silver chrome on here is really nice. I am aware that if you put your fingers all over silver chrome in rapid succession over a long period of time, you will leave fingerprints and the chrome will end up getting smudged. So that's why I'm trying to be careful and enjoy the silver chrome almost nice and brand new as it is fresh out of the box. Visually focusing on Optimus Prime himself for just a few more seconds before we get to his trailer. One key difference between Missing Link Optimus Prime and the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure is that here on his headlights, there are no longer 3mm ports sticking there on the front, which are mimicking headlights. He now has actual sculpted in headlights here on the front of him, and that's because with Missing Link Optimus Prime having modern articulated joints and modern engineering found out on other modern Transformers action figures, Missing Link Optimus Prime is no longer a parts former. His hands don't have to detach and reattach from his robot mode wrists, which is what his truck mode headlights transform into. You are the wrists on his arms. So the hands are now permanently attached to his arms, so you no longer have to detach and reattach the hands. Most Transformers collectors just store the hands inside the empty cavity inside the driver's cockpit area of the truck mode. But you no longer have to, since the hands are no longer removable, Takara Tomy decided to use the cab space for Prime's new feature, which I mentioned and showed off in the product photos on the box, where you now have the Matrix of Leadership stored inside his chest cavity like you see in the 1986 movie. And it shows on the box that you can, if you're very careful, you can pull the Matrix chamber out of Prime's chest, detach it, and now you can leave the same hollow space on the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime figure is sculpted in there. There's also the sculpted seats that were originally designed for the Diaclone pilots in there as well. I'm not going to remove the Matrix chamber because I'm worried about scratching up the chrome parts, but I just wanted to show that off in alt mode. Right there, but there are photos showing that the chairs are still there error for the Diaclone pilots if you want to take the Matrix chamber out and make a Missing Link Prime look as much like the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure, where the Matrix chamber is not actually inside his robot mode chest. One last key difference that you don't notice in Prime's alt mode unless it's shown to you is if you look right back in there, in that space there inside, there's a 3mm eater port for a flight stand or display stand, so you can have Optimus Prime. So you can attach Missing Link Optimus Prime to a display stand and make it look like he's flying through the air in scenes where he would have to jump up really high. But yeah, there's Missing Link Optimus Prime himself. One last thing I will say, maybe before I forget, he does have two Autobot logos, one on each of his robot mode shoulders, which are the sides of his alt mode. And he does, like the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure, he has the rub symbol that Hasbro gave when they during the second releases of the original Generation 1 action figures. The main reason the rub signs were created was because of all the knockoffs that other companies tried to create after Transformers took off and took over the market in transforming robot action figures. I'm sorry my camera is making the image really blurry, but the Autobot symbol does come out on the rub sign if you rub it hard enough. I'm trying not to blow too much heat, because if you make the rub sign too hot, then the actual rub sign will end up turning dark blue. But yeah, there's the Autobot rub sign logo. My camera's just barely picking it out. So yeah, the rub sign does work, so I'm really nice to see that. Now, onward to the part that distinguishes this version of Missing Link Optimus Prime from the cartoon accurate version, and that is his trailer. And that's the main reason why I got this version of Missing Link Prime, is because of the trailer. Moving my camera up just so you guys can see me when I say this. When I got into the Transformers franchise, I was introduced to Transformers during Transformers Armada, pointing at Legacy Evolution Armada, Optimus Prime's box back there. And so I have always enjoyed the idea of Optimus Prime's alt mode being an entire 18-wheeler semi-truck complete with the trailer. Most recent years, half of the trailers that come packaged with Optimus Prime action figures, half the time Optimus Prime's trailer on modern figures, it's just a empty plastic box on wheels. And for many Transformers fans and collectors, more modern Optimus Prime action figures that do come with trailers, a plastic box on wheels just to expand the size of Optimus Prime's alt mode. It's not really much of a motivation to buy trailer pulling Optimus Prime action figures in more recent years. But for me personally, even if it's just a plastic box on wheels, I prefer Optimus Prime action figures that have trailers versus ones that don't, and it's just the Optimus Prime I'm himself, the robot that transforms from the semi-tractor cab. But focusing here on the trailer itself, now if the wheels on the trailer do roll really well, and I do love the paint layout. The support struts on the bottom are cast in navy blue plastic. The axle assembly for the wheel housing is done in black plastic, and I love how Takara Tomy screwed it on instead of pinning it on like they did on the G1 trailer. The stripes painted on the side, I believe, are identical to the G1 E1 Transformers version where you've got blue and silver stripes, and then you've got the large Autobot logos towards the front of the trailer. The sculpted detailing is also the same, where you've got sculpted highlights on the sides of the trailer, and the back door to the trailer, it's sculpted to have two double folding doors that open outward, or like on an actual trailer. But just like the G1 trailer, it just rolls down and turns into a ramp. So, there's the trailer hitch sculpted. Ailer hitch sculpted up right here that attaches to Prime. To get the trailer to stand up without Prime attached to it, you just fold out the support struts and it stands up properly. And the launch ramp, and you can load up Roller and put him inside of it. I even have him sitting in there, or if you want him in the orientation he's known for, or he actually goes in backwards because he used to launch out of the trailer. And yes, you heard me use the past tense used. So this is pretty much all there is to say about the trailer itself while it's a trailer. So let's open it up and take a close look at the main gimmick of the trailer, which is this. It opens up and it becomes a repair air base for Optimus Prime and the other Autobots to use. So, turning Roller around so he's facing front. And so here is the repair. So here is the inside of Optimus Prime's trailer. The smaller stickers here along the side panels, I had to attach all of these myself. These two larger stickers here on the sides of the interior of the sides of the trailer. On the original Generation 1 Optimus Prime action figure, you did have to apply these stickers yourself when you first got Optimus Prime. Or actually, no, you did not. They were pre-applied at the factory due to how large they are. I saw on a website that these stickers were pre-applied. And they're also pre-applied at the factory here on the new Missing Link Prime figure, so I'm actually glad that Takara Tomy decided to make these really large stickers pre-applied at the factory, although I would have preferred if they had been tampographed onto Prime, just like the detailing on his knee, on his robot mode knees and knees, but that's just my own personal gripe. But yeah, the trailer itself is pretty nice. You got these two blue plastic parts here, which are actually cockpit seats for Diaclone pilots, so it looks like they're operating the interior of Optimus Prime's trailer. Now, I said that just like Missing Link Prime, the Missing Link Prime robot itself, the trailer did have one piece, a part of it that was re-engineered, and unfortunately the part of this trailer that was re-engineered compared to the original Generation 1 Prime's trailer was its original main gimmick of being able to launch Roller. This, I don't know if you saw it before, but when I had the trailer in vehicle mode, this part that sticks out in front right here, which is I believe a faux trailer hitch. This part it was actually a launch button. You'd either pull it back or push it in, and these two sculpted cylinders that look like exhaust pipes on the back of Roller. These are actually, if you can see here on the bottom, they're hollowed out, and Roller, you would push him all the way back and he would originally lock in place as to the main accessory piece for the trailer, which is the repair drone, and you'd push this button on the back of it and Roller would launch out at very rapid speed out of the back here. I believe the launching mechanism was removed when Optimus Prime was brought over to the States by Hasbro and he went from the Diaclone line to the Transformers, but if you want to relive nostalgia with a stretch of your imagination and the use of either one of your fingers or something else, Roller still does on pure friction and kinetic energy. He can still be launched out of the trailer fairly quickly. As far as the size of the trailer itself, as far as storing actual Transformers action figures inside the trailer, I'd say one modern deluxe class figure at most could fit inside of it. I've seen videos on the toy commercials from the Diaclone Robots line where if you've had Autobot, normal-sized Autobot cars from the Diaclone line that were flat enough, you could store up to 3 of them inside Optimus Prime's trailer. I can't remember exactly, but I think the 3 Autobot cars that were shown stored inside the trailer at once, and when you open the trailer up, you'd have one here, and a third here. I believe the 3 cars they used were Wheeljack, Sideswipe, and Mirage, since they were the flattest ones. But with flat enough deluxe figures, you could store up to 3 inside Prime's trailer, at least for the Generation 1 vehicles. But you can store, I'd say at best, just one modern deluxe class as Transformers figure inside of here. Not too much bigger than not too much wider than Roller is what I was trying to say, but definitely taller and longer by the trailer's dimensions. Now, the repair drone itself, if it's on this triple hinge, so you can extend it up like this, and at its full height, with the angle my camera's at right now, it's not in full view, so adjusting my camera to get it in here. So here's the repair drone. It does swivel on a swivel joint, so that's pretty nice to see there. And it has these 2 black missiles on the front of it here, but it also has other gimmicks where you can move out this robotic arm, and it even has an opening claw so you can repair Autobots if you want. It works best when you stand the trailer upright and it's in its repair base mode. So the repair drone, this is what the repair drone's function is. You bring down the mechanical claw arm and it can now restore Autobots. You've even got this radar dish here for when the trailer is both standing up and on the ground, so the repair drone can use this radar dish. And there's a little, whoops, I just showed it off before I wanted it to, but ew, and it's gone. Darn. Found it. So I was gonna try and save the best for last, but stupid me, I accidentally hit it. So the one spring-loaded gimmick that is still found here on the Missing Link Optimus Prime's trailer is that the repair drone, when it was originally part of the Diaclone robot line, the black missiles that stored here on the front of the repair drone, they would fire. They were actually designed to be spring-loaded, so you insert the missile in, and there's a little, it's hard to tell because it's black plastic on navy blue plastic, but there's a black button right here. You push it, and since I accidentally fired this one, I'll fire the other one. Yeah, the missiles shoot out pretty well. Well, again, because there was a fear that kids would be stupid enough to actually try and shoot the missiles, or accidentally shoot the missiles at their eyeballs. The spring-loaded launching gimmick for the missiles was removed when Optimus Prime was brought to the US from Japan. But it is nice that Takara Tomy was able to re-engineer the spring-loaded launching gimmick. So if you want to have Optimus Prime's trailer with actual firing missiles, then the Missing Link figure is capable of doing that. So thank you, Takara Tomy, for being able to do that here on this action figure. So here, and then one thing I was going to say before I accidentally fired the missiles is that the radar dish, there's a little swivel joint right here. It looks like a gear. You can actually turn it around, and I believe it can do a full 360 degrees. So that's really nice. So yeah, the repair drone is quite versatile with all its features, gimmicks, and not just defensive measures, but also attack defenses as a last resort with the missiles. So when you return the repair drone and swivel it around side to side, I do not recommend grabbing it from the sides. I recommend doing it front and back, just so you don't accidentally do what I've been doing and firing the missiles off by accident. And one last feature that the repair drone retains from the original Diaclone line is that the cockpit, which is sculpted on here, and it is a cockpit, you open it up like this. It's on a very tight hinge joint, but you open it up, and there's an actual sculpted pilot seat for a Diaclone pilot to sit inside there. So that gimmick is also retained here. That was one of the fears when the Diaclone action figures were converted into the Transformers. Hasbro feared that if none of the pilots were included with the actual Transformers action figures, that people would be going, why are these chairs here? Why are these little seats and cockpits and stuff where it looks like drivers are supposed to sit included on these Transformers action figures? But thankfully, the gimmick of the Transformers being robots in disguise, it just made people come to their own conclusions. The Diaclone pilots themselves, they didn't look entirely human. They looked almost like robots. If they were supposed to be human, which I believe they were when Takara Tomy originally designed the Diaclone robots line, then they looked like humans in astronaut suits. It's not humans in normal clothing. Although the Diaclone version of Optimus Prime did have a normal-looking semi-truck driver that had a cowboy hat sculpted on it from an article I read several years ago. But one last gimmick that the repair drone can do, and you have to be very careful, but if you push from the back of the repair drone, and unfortunately there's nothing really to grab onto the trailer to, I just recommend pinching the base of it right here. But if you're very careful and you push the repair drone out, it actually slides out, and this is where the spring-loaded launching mechanism for Roller originally was. So I don't know if the original repair drone on Prime's trailer was capable of detaching itself. Something tells me that it did, but anyways, the repair drone can also detach, and just like Roller, it's got 6 wheels on here, so the repair drone, standing the trailer up, up. So here's the trailer in the repair base. Airbase. I'll show that off when we get to Prime's robot mode review. But yeah, you can actually have the repair drone detach, and just like Roller, the repair drone, if necessary, can roll out into battle and fight against the Decepticons, and I accidentally launched the missile again. So I can kind of see why the gimmick was removed, because as the triggers, the buttons that launch the missiles are on a hairpin trigger, so yeah, just be mindful of that. But yeah, there's the repair drone and Roller moving around. And so, getting things reassembled here. The repair drone, once you do get it back in, it does line up, lock in place very securely. I thought you originally just had to pull it up, and I was almost broke. Okay, so just be mindful that if you decide to attach the repair drone, even for a split second, just to see it in action on its own, do not yank it up. You have to push it forward since it's on a sliding lock in order to get it out. So just be mindful of how you handle the repair drone. So getting that there, getting Roller back in. And this is why you heard all that clattering before. Like I said, there's no real storage space for Optimus Prime's Energon Axe, since it wasn't originally a part of this set. You can put the repair hose here on this 5mm port, where on the instructions it shows you're supposed to put Optimus Prime's Ion Blaster in there, which I set aside before. The Ion Blaster, just for the sake of not having too much clanking and clattering inside Prime's trailer, I recommend when you have Optimus Prime in his alt mode, attaching the Ion Blaster on top of Roller where I had it before, or just so you don't have to hear so much clattering and clanking inside the trailer. But like I said, the main gripe I have with the trailers, I wish they would have designed a brand new peg to store the Energon Axe, since I think that would have reduced all the clattering around. And so that's really my only gripe with Prime's trailer. But I do love that you are able to store everything inside of it. So bring it attached. There is Optimus Prime with his trailer attached once again, and for a special size comparison with another Transformers action figure, here is Missing Link Optimus Prime with what everyone is calling the discount Missing Link Optimus Prime action figure. This is the Transformers Legacy United Deluxe Class Optimus Prime action figures. So here are the two most recent G1 Optimus Prime action figures right next to each other. The original G1 figure along with the new modern deluxe figure. So there is quite a size difference between Missing Link Optimus Prime and I'm/G1 Optimus Prime and Legacy United Optimus Prime. Setting the trailer side and even comparing them side by side with each other, as you can see, yeah, it's no contest. The original Generation 1 Optimus Prime, it's almost twice the size of Legacy United Optimus Prime, but there's a special size comparison in alt mode with another modern G1 looking Optimus Prime action figure. So that is it. That is part 2 of my 3-part 900 subscriber special video review of the Transformers Takara Tomy exclusive Missing Link Optimus Prime action figure. This has been part 2, which is Optimus Prime's alt mode, along with all of the gimmicks that the trailer possesses, and also Autobot Roller. I'll show the full-on repair station when we get to Prime's robot mode, which will be the third and final part of the review. But thank you guys all so much for watching. This has been the TFfangeek, and this has been part 2 of my 3-part review of Transformers Missing Link Optimus Prime. So stay tuned for part 3 when we wrap up looking at Missing Link Prime when we get to show off his robot mode. And until next time, you guys, thank you to all my friends and subscribers for your continued support. Please remember to stay safe, stay healthy, transform, and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.